Hey everybody, okay, I am back from the Calgary Horrorcon and I must say this year was amazing. I had a blast. I was lucky enough to meet James Jude Courtney just like I hoped, and it went very well. It was actually a couple experiences, several to be precise, over the last day or so. Friday night moving into Saturday, it was an interesting and fun weekend, so let's get into it. So we went down on Friday evening. So we got checked into the hotel, and we were on the main floor actually. So there was a balcony that would open up pretty much to the front of the hotel, and there was quite a bit of there's people walking by and stuff, and we had it open just for a short while, and I happened to be looking out, and I just catch out of the corner of my eye this tall, bald dude, and I'm like, no way. And I look, and sure as hell, it's James Jude Courtney. He's walking right by my room, like close enough to spit on. That's how close he was. Not that I would ever spit on the guy. He's awesome. Anyway, it was just cool to see, you know. And I'm already looking at him, going, okay, wow, that's crazy, man. He's actually here, and he's about that big, and it was kind of weird because I saw him walking, and he almost looked like he walked a teeny bit pigeon-toed almost, I think is what you call it. You know, when your toes are a little bit closer together and your ankles are a little bit further apart. He's got like really big feet. He had Chuck Taylors on. They're easily at least a size 12, maybe bigger. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool seeing him, really surreal. So right there off the bat, I was kind of like, whoa, crazy. Like, just, we get checked in, and all the people to walk by, it's him, pretty wild. So we went to the VIP party that night, and he was there, as were most of the guests, because they did that white hat ceremony. I was not there for that. We were up in the room and stuff. Like, we were sort of back and forth, but we missed the beginning of the white hat ceremony stuff, and caught a few of the shows after. Pretty wild shows, man. I was like, what the fuck? Pretty different. Cool, It was definitely different, something to see. But there was a few shows and stuff, and we had a couple of drinks or whatever, and got some food, ordered some nachos or whatever, which were really good, by the way. And hung out for a bit, and then pretty much called it a night. So that was our Friday. It was cool being around all these, celebrities, if you will, at this, little venue in this small party where there was, well, there was quite a few people there, but I mean, it's not a huge venue, so it's, it was kind of cozy. It was like a hall party or something, you know what I mean? Anyway, that was pretty much Friday. So Saturday, got up early and started getting on all the gear and everything. And the plan was to go and pre-register for a photo op in time for James, because we knew his photo op was at noon, and you had to sign up when you got there. So I thought, okay, well, VIPs are allowed in at 10 because it opens officially at 11. So I thought, okay, well, maybe I can get down there and get on that list, and they had no list there. There was nothing set up and nothing going on. So that didn't work. So we ended up having to wait around until closer to 11 when everybody started showing up. And I thought, okay, well, they'll have to have it open now. So we went down there at 11, and it looks like they were already taking some names, or some info. So I was like, damn. Anyway, got my info in, and they said, just come back at 12. So they weren't giving anybody, specific time slots. So it just sounded like we were just supposed to come back at 12, and that was that. So at this point, it's probably 5 after 11, and, this photo is supposed to be happening at noon. So we have like an hour, and we have not found James Jude Courtney's booth where he's going to be doing his signing. And we've covered all the area. It's just early on, people were still setting up. So I decided to go and check out upstairs. because that's almost always where the bigger deal guests are. They're usually on that in that area. And yeah, I go up there. Sure enough, his banner was set up in the corner, and there was already a little lineup starting there. They probably had 7 or 8 people there already just waiting. I remember circling back to go to the top of the staircase, and I was contemplating whether or not I should go down to the main level and kill some time or stay up there. And I went over to the staircase, and there he is. He's coming up the stairs. So I was like, oh, shit. So as soon as I saw he was coming, I'm like, get in line, like, because clearly he is coming to do some autographs before the photo, and if you get in line now, you probably are going to be able to get your stuff signed beforehand and, be in good shape here. So I quickly did that, be in good shape. No pun intended, baha. So I got in line, and I know they were having trouble with the pens at first, like all of those paint pens they use. Like I don't know if you guys have been to any shows or if you go to a lot of them, but they usually have a shit ton of those paint pens that you shake, that have a little marble in them, and you push the tip down and they'll leak out. Well, theirs were leaking like crazy. Like you go like this and it would just shake shit all over whatever they wanted to sign. So it was looking like it was going to be disaster. And they're, you could see they're looking at each other like, what's going on? And the lady that was helping him, I don't know her name, but she was assisting Jimmy Shape there. She was just saying, I can't believe this never happened before. And it's like so many of them were doing this. We're like, I don't know, maybe it's the altitude. I have no idea, right? And they're like, no, I don't know why. So anyway, they were having some kind of issues, and luckily by the time it got to mine, they had it kind of sorted. So I was lucky enough to get all 3 of the masks signed. And I have them sitting here now because I'm going to show you some close-up shots of the signature on all 3 of these. So you'll see that he signed them all in orange. Thought that was a nice touch. And I did ask him to sign on the inside, of course. So very cool. But my favorite now, I swear I gotta say, is still my H40, the original. It's just, there's something so cool about that. And the fact that I have Nick Castle and James Jude Courtney on that signed up is pretty freaking cool. When I did meet James there for those autographs, I was wearing the cosplay except for the mask. I did have the mask off because my plan was to, put it on for the actual picture that I had grabbed a spot for. So I just left it off, and I had no idea whether or not he'd be doing any other pictures or maybe anything at the table. So I was able to get all 3 of my masks signed, and as well as my son's H40 figure that Nick Castle autographed for him in 2019. We got him to sign the inside here. So we have James Jude Courtney there. He chose blue for that. I thought that looks pretty cool. So that's pretty neat. He's got this collectible piece with both of them on there. I thought that was pretty awesome. And yeah, my masks as well. So I have them sitting up here now because I wanted to put them all away. It was bothering me that they had to be a little scrunched in my bags. I didn't like the way they were, getting misshapen and stuff. So yeah, I kind of OCD'd on those a little bit. I also noticed James was giving tips for some of the guys that were bringing their masks to have signed. He had mentioned about the styrofoam heads and not putting them on there because it'll just destroy your mask. And that's good advice. That's very true. So that's good that he's telling people about that. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. So it was really awesome to meet him, but I really appreciated the fact that you got the autograph and he gave you a selfie as well, because I got this awesome picture at the end. Yeah, I really liked this one. It was cool. And it was surreal meeting him, and like being able to stand there with him. I was always hoping I would be close enough to be able to like look him in the eye, and I'm going to be a similar size. And I feel like after that I'm pretty happy with him. We're very similar in height. He's definitely a little bigger than me for sure. He's probably about 20 pounds heavier than me. He's got very long arms, and his arms are pretty big too. But overall, we're close in size, though. I mean, stature-wise. So, like I've always said, I feel like my Michael Myers is my best cosplay because it suits my body frame the best. So I was hoping that, you know, I would be somewhat comparable, and I'm pretty happy that he and I are not crazy different in size. Like in a blurry picture in a background, I mean, you could believe me standing there might be James, you know, in a blurry background shot. I'm not insane. Uh, anyway, yeah, really cool guy. He was super, super nice. We also got that picture done afterwards. I actually ended up getting two. It's sort of a long story there, but my buddy who came along with me in my final chapter Jason Voorhees outfit that I gave him to use, of course. He was wearing my Part 6 shirt, so you can see the stab shots in it from the fence spear that Tommy got Jason with. But whatever, you know, he wanted to cosplay as well, so I let him borrow my gear. And anyway, he wanted to be a part of this picture, and he sort of disappeared because he thought the lineup was really long, and he'd be back. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna look in this hall for a bit." And I'm like, "Whatever," you know. It's like I wouldn't, but sure enough, the line moved really fast, and I got up there, and I'm like, "Oh well, you know, whatever. If he's missing it, he's missing it. I'm not making anybody wait here, right?" So I went in there and I got an awesome picture with James, and it was great. And then just as I'm getting off of there, he shows up and he's like, "Oh, no way," you know. And then the photographer was like, "It's all right, we'll take," you know. And James is cool about it. So we took another one real quick, and I ended up getting both pictures. So I paid for both at the end of the day, and I got these two awesome shots. So it was really cool. And yeah, like I can't say enough good things about James. Really, really personable guy, very positive, and great to the fans. So it was a total honor to meet him. And I must also say I am super thankful that Raimi did all that awesome work for me, you know, over at Remzap Studios. Like he did all three of my masks and, you know, my coveralls as well. Well, my kills coveralls with that amazing burn effect he got that looks so good. Looks so accurate, you know. Couldn't have done it without him for sure. Yeah, I'm really glad it worked out. And James really liked those masks too. Like as soon as I brought them up to the table, and the person that was with James, again, I don't know her name, but she was the one taking care of the payments and everything. She saw it and she's just, wow, you know, like right away. She saw she kept talking about the hair. She was just like, the hair looks so incredible. It's like they never looked this good, you know. It's like, that's beautiful. Like, wow, really nice work, right? And then by the time I got it to James, he was still pissing around with the markers a little bit. Then when they finally got to James, and I sort of was, you know, it was hard to hold them all on this little table and everything. But he got looking at me. He's like, "Those are all beautiful." He's like, "Those are really nicely done," you know. And I said, "Yeah, these were all done by an artist that goes by Remzap Studios." And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay," you know, like he seemed familiar. I know that, like, he's always hanging out with Sean Clark, you know, that's his agent. I mean, everybody knows Sean Clark. He wasn't there, by the way, bummer. He's a cool guy, I do like him, but Sean knows Remzap Studios. I've heard him mention it before here or there when people were talking about Michael Myers masks or something. Like, I know the name has popped up, so I know he's aware of Raimi's work, so I'm sure James has seen it before and stuff too. He was definitely very impressed with the masks, so that was pretty cool to see. That made me smile, you know, and the fact that it looked good too. And in this picture, like I said, the two of us that we got here, where he's pointing at me like that, like you could tell when he first saw it too. He's like, "You look good, man," you know. So that was cool. That was a really cool experience meeting him. So I also did have the pleasure of meeting Milly Shapiro. She's awesome. Super nice person. If you guys know me, you would know Hereditary when I saw it, which wasn't until 2020. Like, I didn't see it in 2018 or 19. I had heard a little about it here and there, but you hear about movies from time to time, right? So I just sort of put it on the back burner and thought, I'll have to check it out sometime. And I never got the opportunity to, right? So 2020 came along, and it was probably streaming or something, right? It was probably on Netflix or something. But I finally watched it and was just like, holy shit. Like, the years always go by before I find some movie that just gets you, you know, where it really scares you in some kind of a way, you know. And that's hard for a movie to do for me. I know everybody's different, but that was just one that was sort of disturbing for me. It had multiple scenes where you're like, Jesus, you know, where you're uncomfortable and just your skin is crawling, you know. That's cool. It's hard to do, you know. But that movie is such an emotional thing too, and it's so well acted. That's why I have, you know, a copy of the poster, but I took it down. I normally hang it over here, but I took it down and rolled it up and everything, and I asked Milly to sign it, and she's just a little tiny person, I'll tell you, man. Wow, I felt like a giant standing next to her. Signed the poster for me. I don't have it back in the frame right now. I will show you guys when I do. It's been a hell of a long day, and I have lots of stuff to take care of, so I will let you have a peek at that soon enough. But she wrote it sort of in gold. It looks great. Yeah, I don't know if I have a big chance of getting a lot of other signatures from that film. But I'm really happy hers is on there because she was fantastic in that movie, and I really, really enjoy it. So that was cool. Also, I decided to bring along my Bloody Valentine steelbook and get none other than the miner himself, Mr. Peter Cowper, to sign my steelbook for me. Check that out. He was so nice too. He was just really interactive, you know. Like, check out this picture. He gives you the pickaxe, you know, and he poses in behind. It was hilarious. I had a couple of pictures snapped because people kept walking by. It's like they didn't notice, because, you know, you're doing this right in front of their table, and often it's sort of like a little mini hallway. So, you know, there's people constantly flowing. But sometimes they're so oblivious they don't even know what's going on. I mean, I think it was the fourth person that I had said something to going by that finally heard me and just stopped for a second so that we could take this picture. It was crazy. But yeah, he's an awesome dude, and yeah, I'm really glad I got this steelbook signed. I mean, it looks great. He asked me if I wanted it in pink or white, and I was like, hey, you choose whichever, because both of those worked, and he picked pink on there. I think that looks badass. So that's really cool. I was happy to get that, as well as another awesome picture. So definitely met some really cool stars this year. I thought that was great, and got plenty of photos, so that was fun. Also got asked for plenty of photos. Didn't really hand out a lot of cards or anything. You know, like I would do that so maybe they'd tag me and I could just see the photos, because that'd be cool, you know. I did get a print of one, and that's the one with myself and my buddy, the old Michael and Jason on either side of Mr. James Jude Courtney there. So I did get a complimentary print of that one. Now, there were a few other people I would have liked to get autographs from, of course. It would have been nice to get all of the autographs of the clowns as well. It's just, like I said, there's only so much money to go around, right? So I did get one other little item when I was there. They had these poster deals, and I have been wanting some for a long time, and every year I pass them up, and this year I thought, I'm going to take advantage of the 3 for $25 deal. And the first one I picked out, just because of the controversy with this poster, and I've always liked it, and I always wanted a copy, is the I Heart New York Jason Takes Manhattan poster. I know it's not everybody's favorite movie. I don't hate it as much as a lot of other people do. It's not a terrible movie for me. But yeah, there's a lot better. But this poster is so cool. I mean, you gotta admit, that's a sweet looking poster. And all the controversy with the New York Tourist Bureau or whoever it was causing all the issues, saying, you can't use that I Heart thing. I can't be associated with that scum movie. Meanwhile, Scream 6, come on, come on. Kill people on the subway. Nah, times have changed, I get it. But yeah, that's one of the ones I had to go for. And then these other two were just two of the nicest ones I saw there that I really wanted. And this one, I just need this. I need this copy for me. It is Creepshow, baby. Classic Creepshow. They had two. They had this one, and they had the one that looks like the comic book cover, you know? So this one and the comic book cover, but I do have, I think, enough of that. I don't have a nice copy of this like original one-sheet look-alike. So that is the one that I chose. I mean, I love Creepshow. Awesome. So that is going to be up in here at some point when I do a little remodeling. And the last one I got is this awesome looking Scream poster. So this is basically Scream 5. It's kind of like my other Scream one that's the Ghostface poster. I don't know what it is about Scream 5, but they have such really cool posters. I'm not loving that movie as much as the posters. I mean, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's grown on me since, 6 has come out, and I've liked 6 so much. But I really like the posters. I just thought this was done really, really cool. Don't see it alone. It's always someone you know. Anyway, had a total blast. What can I say? I will definitely be going again next year. Excited for it. And I think the next major convention is going to be all the way in September for the Edmonton Expo. And that'll be a big one. That'll be one that I'm going to try to go to every day with a different outfit. So just because I can, because, I actually live here, so it is possible for me to do that. So I wanted to take advantage. Yeah, so that'll be the next one there. I do have some pickup videos I want to do. I have some stuff sitting here that I've been waiting to show you guys. I have been working on a video about the Friday the 13th game and how that is coming to an end, and there's some new news on the horizon as well that I got into a bit in this video, and I'm not done editing it all yet either. But these are things I'm working on, and I am trying to get them out to you guys, so bear with me. For now, I hope you enjoy some of this leftover footage from the Horrorcon, and we will see you guys again for the next one. Take care. See this here? It is crazy traffic I'm stuck in. This is the shit we do to meet Michael Myers, you know what I mean? I ain't mad about it. I'm gonna get where I'm going. Okay, again, you gotta remind yourself how bad you want to see Michael Myers. Fuck. Crazy traffic there. Michael Myers to put up with traffic like this. Crazy. Okay, so this is a replay of the James Jude Courtney sighting, okay? So I'm here, and I look out the porch, and I see, kind of in front of that white car right there, this dude walking along that looks just like James Jude Courtney. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look here, and there he is, and he's walking, and I'm watching him walk, and he's with two other people, and he's walking down here, and I'm like, holy friggin' crap. And I'm telling Ryan, and I'm like, he's standing like right there. Like, he is right there. Yeah, it's crazy. And I could see how tall he was, I think. Even after it's all over. At a standstill on the highway. Man, the things we do to meet Michael Myers.